Today is October 10th, 2024. This is my father's birthday. He was born October 10th, 1925. And were he still alive, this would be his 99th birthday today. And so I posted this piece back in July, but I'm going to take this opportunity to do it again today on the occasion of his birthday. I initially wrote this in 2002 and did it for my dad in front of our family for Father's Day in 2002, and it made him cry, and I think that was a good reaction for this. I call it Cowboys and Cool Guys. We were boys of the 50s and 60s. We grew up playing and practically living outdoors. We played baseball and football. We played Tarzan. We climbed trees and swung on ropes and wild grapevines. We went fishing and swimming and camping, but mostly we played cowboys. We played cowboys, or we pretended we were Indians living close to nature. My early heroes mostly played cowboys and Indians. They were actors on television and in movies. We'd pretend to be them. "I'll be Roy Rogers," I'd say, and middle brother Timmy would say, "I'll be Hop Along Cassidy." And little brother Tommy, who loved Campbell's tomato soup, would say, "And I'll be Tomato the cowboy." Most of my early heroes played cowboys. They were cool. And then, of course, there was always my dad. There was Paul Newman, Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, Steve McQueen, Marlon Brando, Robert Mitchum, Burt Lancaster, Jimmy Stewart. They played cowboys in the movies, guys who were cool and brave, guys who were competent with guns and girls and horses and bad guys. And then, of course, there was always my dad. He could ride a horse, shoot a gun, make a bow and arrows, teach a class, preach a sermon, dive off a high diving board, build a house, lead a prayer, paint, draw, and carve, invent things, talk and be friendly to strangers. He never lost his temper. He was never mean. He was athletic, strong, handsome, and funny. He was kind and brave and cool. Then there was Clark Gable, Humphrey Bogart, Kirk Douglas, Cary Grant, the dashing rogue Errol Flynn. Guys who tended to be men of few words, men with mostly quiet confidence. And then, of course, there was always my dad. Then there came Elvis, Paul and John, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Mick Jagger, James Taylor, guys who were cool and creative with lyrics and music. There was F. Lee Bailey, Truman Capote, William F. Buckley, Jack Parr, Will Rogers, Mark Twain, Dick Cavett, Johnny Carson, Joseph Campbell, David Frost, Bill Moyers. My heroes were funny, clever with words, expressive, entertaining, and enlightening. They were humorists, lawyers, speakers, writers, interviewers, educators. And of course, there was always my dad. He brought us bone-handled jackknives, neat toy guns, well-detailed, authentic-looking toys of substance and quality, BB guns and bows and arrows. He taught us how to swim, to paddle a canoe, row a boat, start and steer and operate a 3-horsepower Johnson Seahorse motor before we were old enough for kindergarten. He let us steer the car while we were still small enough to sit on his lap. He showed us how to make things. He taught us how to make slings, just like the one David used to even the odds with Goliath. He taught us how to cast with the Mitchell open-face spinning reel. He taught me how to shift the H pattern and how to ease up on the clutch and press down gently on the gas pedal. One time, he guessed the number of dried beans in a big old jar at the Ace Hardware store in Arborland, and I won a brand new Remington single-shot .22 rifle. He gave us a sense of appreciation and respect for nature, for God's creation, for the beauty of feathery green white pine trees with 5 needles and the mnemonic for remembering WHITE. 5 letters in the word white, 5 needles in a cluster on the white pine tree. For the colors of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. For northern Michigan lakes with clear blue water and firm sandy bottoms. For blue skies and white clouds. For the beauty of the stars in the heavens, and for the beauty and the power of a sudden summer or winter storm. I've had many heroes through the years, models of cool and of qualities I think of as profound, important, clever, interesting, graceful, entertaining, caring, strong, and wise. I still admire and aspire to that enduring sense of cool. And of course, for that, there's always my dad. Arthur Snyder, October 10th, 1925, September 29th, 2014.